my dad from the airport in about an hour and a bit. So, and then after that, hair is kind of going haywire. Then after that, we're basically going to be getting some food for him because he's staying at a yurt for 2 nights. And then after that, he's staying at an Airbnb. So make sure he has like all the food he needs. And then also like making our way back to Tofino. So that's like a 3-hour drive. So, and then probably going to hang out at the yurt with him for a bit. And there's no Wi-Fi or service there. And so, yeah, so I decided to hop on live now because I don't know when at another point today I'll be able to do my 365 because like who knows like how long we're going to hang out at the yurt and what's going to happen. And oh yeah, that's that. I'm just kind of like chilling right now. I'm going to go grab breakfast soon, kind of go somewhere and get something to eat. Yeah, definitely my allergies are a little wonky. Like that's like kind of like I guess like the downside of staying at like Airbnbs and like outside of my home is having allergies to dust mites. Obviously in my home I am more mindful like washing my sheets every week, and then I have this spray that I put on my mattress like once a month and like kind of like making sure it's like all good. But in Airbnbs they just clean the sheets, right? Like they don't do like super deep cleans of the mattresses all the time. So past 2 Airbnbs that I've stayed at, like, yeah, my sinuses are like, oh, not fun right now. And I always know it, like, I know how bad it is. Like, it's literally the minute I get on the bed. Like, if I'm like sneezing and sniffling the moment I'm in the bed, like, then yeah, like there's a lot of dust mites here. So it's okay. It's like not everybody has that allergy, and it's like, it's not a big deal, but it just kind of like sucks. And as this is happening, so just been like kind of just thinking about like a few things this morning. Obviously now it's like one of those things that, so I'm in this point in my money journey. I'm calling it my money journey because it's like I'm constantly learning and evolving with it. And so earlier this year, like, especially for the past 2 years that I've been building this business, money has always been tight. It's always been tight for me. And then there was at one point I didn't even have money. And now I'm at a place where I do have money. And it's just like there is obviously my ego and then my higher self, like in this together kind of thing. And what's happening is like my ego is like, ooh, I have money. Like, let's buy all the things. Like, let's do all the stuff. And just wants to go on like a spending spree. And that is normal. Like, even I've been talking to a lot of like my clients for the money program, and like when I asked them about their spending habits, it's been this like it's either 0 or 100. And so the reason why that pops up, like, sorry, this sun is kind of like doing its thing here. Okay, I think we're gonna be good here. So the reason why that happens is that when you're at 0, right? Like, and you're like holding on to money, you don't want to spend it. Like, that can be in a place of lack, right? You're like saving for that rainy day. You're worried it's going to go away, whatever it is. And so you're holding it because you feel like it's like you won't have more, like, more won't come in or whatever it is, or you need it like, to cover certain things, and you don't trust that you're going to be okay even if you spend a little bit of it. And then you have the 100, which is like you just spend it all and you're just like, fuck it, future me will deal with it. And in all the conversations I'm having with my clients, and the current one that I'm having with myself, is like also like this idea of intentionally spending. So when you go at 100 in terms of spending and spending it all, and you're like, future me will deal with it, whatever, ask yourself, why are you buying what you're buying? Do you really desire it? Does your intuition really want it? Can it wait? And also ask yourself, what void are you trying to fill in that moment? What are you not giving yourself in that moment? What are you trying to fill in your heart? Because when it comes to spending money, like shopping sprees and just like, I guess some people would call it reckless spending, or, other people will like, or it could look like, addictions, right? Like binging a show or binging a novel. It could also look like addictions to substances, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, whatnot, even weed. This can also come in terms of like sleeping around. When you partake in those activities or in those tasks or doings or whatever you want to call them, hobbies, interest, when you go to a sense of extreme, or maybe it may not seem like an extreme to you, but if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, then that is when it's not in alignment. If you're doing it because you're trying to fill something in yourself that you're not giving yourself, or you're trying to avoid something, then it's not in alignment, and it is basically your body showing you that there's something you're avoiding or there's something you're not giving to you. And so tap into that. Listen to that, especially when it comes to like spending money. Like, overspending. It's like, oh, future me will deal with it, whatever. No, it's not whatever. It's your higher self. It's your intuition telling you something. Oh, but it's just a joint every night. But why are you smoking every night? What is it that you need, so to speak, to get high, to not feel something? Or why do you need to sleep around so that you can like fill this void? It looks so differently, even in TV shows, like full-blown binging and not like doing anything else. You're like, you just come home and you watch TV every single night, all the time, and you're just like glued to that television. Can you close it off and walk away? Can you be alone in your thoughts if you turn it off? See what happens. So these are, again, breadcrumbs that your intuition is showing you, whether it is like money, whether it is in sleeping around, whether it is drugs, addiction, whatnot. They're breadcrumbs that are being shown to you that you are either avoiding something that you don't necessarily want to deal with, or there's something you're not giving yourself. There's not, there's a missing piece you're not giving yourself. And it could always be like around the self-love aspect, or how are you speaking to yourself? What is your own self-talk towards you? And so with kind of coming back around with my current situation is that, now I'm kind of in this place of like, I want to be more of like intentional spender. And so, yes, now I do have more money, and as much as my ego is like, I want to buy all the things, I'm reeling myself back in, and I'm like, do I really need this now? Do I really have to have this now? No, I don't, and that's okay. And there were some things I did get, because I did get some clothes just because, I hadn't shopped in over 2 years, and I felt like it feels good when you're wearing something that makes you feel good. And so I did do some shopping, but the idea is to intentionally spend. And also for me, it lights me up and it fuels my abundance by seeing money in my bank account. So if I went and I spend it and it went all the way down to zero, like if I spend it like recklessly or for the wrong reasons, for like not that intentional spending, and it got down to zero, I would be like beating myself up right now. But I set the intention of like, no, I love having money in my bank account, and I love, obviously buying things, but I'm going to intentionally buy things. And also the other thing what I want to say about spending is that if we always bought what we wanted right in the moment, if we bought everything that's on that like list of ours that we always wanted, then we're not opening ourselves up to receive it in any other form or any other way. And so what I've also learned is that in the past 2 years of like not really being able to buy anything because I didn't have money to buy anything, a lot of things were gifted to me in the most randomest way, like the juicer. Had I had money, I would have bought that juicer and I would have not trusted and surrendered to it for it to come to me. And so this is another thing is that you don't like trust yourself. If there's something that you really desire, trust that it will come to you. And then obviously there's going to be also moments where, like there are going to be moments where you intentionally spend and you buy it. And so that is like what I wanted to like speak about, because I am in this place right now of like in that intentional spending space, but also intentionally saving space. And so I wanted to share with you that, even though like I'm in alignment and it feels right, everything I'm doing, doesn't mean that the thoughts are gone. It doesn't mean that, I'm not sitting here and like, for example, I was just like blow drying my hair and I got out of the shower and like I ran out of moisturizer like halfway through the summer. And I'm there in like the bathroom and I'm like, oh my God, my face is so dry. Like, and obviously it's like, I'm not in my own environment and I don't have my own products here, like my own face wash. Like I was just like using the Airbnb stuff, but it was like, oh, my face is so dry. Oh my God, my dandruff, my hair, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, like I need to go to Sephora and get this and that and this and that. And like, and then like the list just like went and I was like, whoa, cool. Okay. There are these things I desire to get. I'm going to put it on the list, but I'm not going to just go run to Sephora right now because intentionally it doesn't feel right. It just feels like my ego being like, oh, I have money now and I just want to spend. And so reeling myself back in. So to show you that the thoughts still come up, to show you that it still appears. And this is how I navigate it. I'm like reeling myself back in and asking my intuition, speaking out loud as a self-projected projector, hearing myself speak and being like, do I really need this right this very moment? No, I don't. And, there was some things yesterday that, yes, like I was just like, I did buy like the stuff that I went to a thrift shop because I was like, oh my God, like, yes, like candles, this feels in alignment. But right now to go run to Sephora and start spending hundreds of dollars, I'm like, no, I can wait for that. I can wait and I can trust that it'll come when it's meant to come. And so, yeah, I wanted to like share that with you of how I reel myself back in. So if you like this video, please like, share, comment, appreciate it all. And I will speak to you all tomorrow. Bye.